Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a concept that has been around for a long time. Greek myths of Hipparchus, the blacksmith who manufactured mechanical servants, and the bronze man Talus incorporate the idea of intelligent robots. Many other myths in antiquity involve human-like artifacts. In general, there are three types of artificial intelligence. These types are applied, strong, and cognitive simulation. Applied AI, also known as advanced information processing, aims to produce commercially viable smart systems such as, for example, a security system that is able to recognize the faces of people who are permitted to enter a particular building. Applied AI has already enjoyed considerable success. Strong AI aims to build machines whose overall intellectual ability is indistinguishable from that of a human being. Joseph Weizenbaum of the MIT AI Laboratory has described the ultimate goal of strong AI being nothing less than to build a machine on the model of man. A robot that is to have its childhood, to learn language as a child does, to gain its knowledge of the world by sensing the world through its own organs, and ultimately to contemplate the whole domain of human thought. In cognitive simulation, computers are used to test theories about how the human mind works. For example, theories about how we recognize faces from other objects, or about how we solve abstract problems. The theory that is to be tested is expressed in the form of a computer program, and the program's performance at the task, for example, face recognition, is compared to that of a human being. Computer simulations of networks of neurons have contributed to both psychology and to neurophysiology. The ongoing success of applied artificial intelligence and of cognitive simulation seems assured. However, strong AI, which aims to duplicate human intellectual abilities, remains controversial. The reputation of this area of research has been damaged over the years by exaggerated claims of success and have appeared in both popular media and in professional journals. At present, strong AI development is overshadowed by the immediate applications of applied AI, as that field yields more tangible and quantifiable results. Strong AI's ultimate goal is to make an intelligent computer that can think and understand, but those terms remain ambiguous and undefinable. Hence, there is no general measure of success in the field of strong AI. The concept of intelligence varies from person to person, and as a result, a standardized test like the Turing test becomes less important. The Turing test has been interpreted as a way to define intelligence. That is, if one cannot tell a computer from a human being, then it is intelligent. However, Turing himself countered that an intelligent entity can fail the test because it cannot successfully imitate a human being. Even so, the goal of passing the test becomes more and more unimportant as the perception of intelligence becomes more complex. Caenorhabditis elegans, usually abbreviated as C. elegans, is a free-living transparent nematode or roundworm. About 1 millimeter in length, it lives in temperate soil environments and feeds on bacteria that develop on decaying vegetable matter. Research into the molecular and developmental biology of C. elegans was begun in 1974, and it has since been used extensively as a model organism. C. elegans is one of the simplest organisms with a nervous system. The hermaphrodite has a total of 302 neurons. These can be divided into the sphingal nervous system containing 20 neurons and the somatic nervous system containing 282 neurons. According to a paper published in February 2011, the somatic nervous system contains 6,393 chemical synapses, 890 gap junctions, and 1,410 neuromuscular junctions. Although the connectome is known, the behavior of the neurons and the behavior of the synapses are not. This is the subject of much continuing study. It should also be noted that neurons in C. elegans do not display action potentials. That is, the neurons are non-spiking. Instead, they transmit information by simple passive propagation of electronic potential. The extensive information on the neuroanatomy, development and genetics of C. elegans make it an ideal candidate model system for the analysis of mechanisms underlying learning and memory. A first step in this analysis is the demonstration of the capacity of C. elegans to learn. In these experiments, non-associative learning in C. elegans was investigated by observing changes in reversal reflex response amplitude to a mechanical vibratory stimulus. The results from these studies of non-associative learning show that C. elegans is capable of short-term habitation, dishabitation, and sensitization, as well as long-term retention of habitation training lasting for at least 24 hours. These findings set the stage for detailed development, genetic and physiological analysis of learning and memory. OpenWorm is an open source project dedicated to creating a virtual C. elegans nematode in the computer. And in 2015, they successfully uploaded a C. elegans brain or collection, the entire collection of its neurons, into a Lego robot. This one over here. And it moved around without any programming except for the brain of the C. elegans worm, which begs the question, assuming the behavior of the virtual C. elegans is in line with the real C. elegans, at what stage might it be reasonable to call it a living organism? The standard definition of living organisms is behavioral. They extract usable energy from their environment, maintain homeostasis, possess a capacity to grow, respond to stimuli, reproduce, and through natural selection adapt to their environment in successive generations. If the simulation exhibits these behaviors and combined with realistic responses to external environments, should we consider this to be alive? This could depend on perspective. From the outside world perspective, from our perspective, the worm is obviously a non-living simulation that mimics life inside the computer. But in the inner world perspective, from the perspective of this worm, it might be that it is absolutely alive as it is obeying the laws of physics as presented by the simulation. Thank you for listening. That ends this video.